Hey, I think I'm live. News, DJNTV, coming to you from Chicago. Chicago's right out there. That's right, there. Back up at the hotel room here, Marquee show day one. This is July 8th, 2007, or not 17, 19. It's been a long day. Sorry about that. Hey, thanks for joining me. If you're watching this after the fact, it was an epic show that we did live here, live streaming. So this is the time I typically do my day one recap. We just finished up. The exhibit hall opened up today at noon. We ran from noon to 5. And we had seminars that started this morning at about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it went until about 5 o'clock tonight. So that has gone well here. I'm just getting a few things lined up here. So I'm not sure if, I think we are going live. I'm not sure by there we go. May not be transcoding properly. I'm not exactly sure what is all going on. Okay, I'm seeing a few of you that are popping on here. So, hey, if you've got any questions or anything, God, I got to get on the film. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat, and that should come to me. I'm going to just do the hello, and I think that should go to quite a few of you out there. So, excellent. So, Marquee show day one. For those of you who are not familiar, Marquee show started, I think this is the third year of doing the show. And it's a summer show based here out of Chicago. And it's put on by a friend of mine, Keith Kokoris. And it was kind of a show designed to be kind of more of a business discussion and such more than performance-wise. Today there were some really good seminars for those who are looking to grow their business. I'll just go through in order and such of what went on today. I'm going to pop that up, and it was up here just a second ago, but it went away as I've been trying to get this together. So Casey started us off talking about goal setting and really the importance of creating goals and doing daily goals of what you're going to accomplish in light of what your longer term goals are, and to write these things down and to be constantly striving and working towards those. For a lot of us who've done studying and goal setting and different things, it was a great reminder for that. If you've never heard it before, which some of the people hadn't, they were busy making notes of things they want to do in that goal setting arena. Then after that, Alan Berg came in and talking about negotiating versus discounting. This is a session I've heard Alan do before, and Alan talks about the negative part of discounting. When you're discounting your services, basically they're asking you for less money, or for you to take less money. What does that mean? And I always love his analogy. Is that the best way to describe it? His way of describing this is that if you have somebody who's asking you, would you take a cash discount as an example? Think about that money that you're being paid, instead of it being the payment for your services. Think about that as your mortgage payment. And would you take less money from the money that's going to cover your mortgage? Yeah, I can't cover my mortgage. That's the kind of mentality he was trying to think about. Think about this as not found money, but money that you need to survive to a point. I'm kind of paraphrasing this in a poor way, but the idea is that there's other ways to sweeten the deal over discounting. Then at 1 o'clock, John Young talked about Facebook ads. This guy, I've never heard him before speak at a Marquee show or anything on Facebook ads. So it was kind of an interesting session. Covered a lot of ground. Actually, for those who watched the last Monday night recording, 45 minutes, roughly 50 minutes. Let's call it that. The whole thing was done in 50 minutes, but it was move, boom, boom. For those who were in attendance, they ended up getting a link to be able to watch that video from last week, because it was a much slower, more methodical look at things where you can play, pause, watch, play, pause, watch. That was at 1 o'clock today. Then after I was done, then a Tom Didazio, I believe it is, was talking about peak performance. Gosh, that was tough to say. Tom came on stage and did a little presentation on that. And then JD Gershbein came on and talked about LinkedIn and some success strategies with that. And then wrapping it up at 4 o'clock today was Andy Ebon coming up there and talking about blogging. A nice mix of seminars and such today, and gives you some good information. Was this the greatest lineup ever? And I was in this lineup. Oh, it wasn't. This wasn't the greatest lineup of speakers ever. But it was a nice mix of information that's going to help you with your business. And some of you are like, oh, well, I haven't heard this person speaking, and I love hearing this guy speak. There's only so many speakers out there in the DJ industry that you haven't heard before, and it was kind of refreshing to hear some fresh new voices today, which was kind of neat to see and experience. The topics, LinkedIn, JD did a nice job with LinkedIn, but I would disagree with him on he talking about the importance in his realm compared to our realm. I don't think it's there. I wasn't looking for motivational type speaking today. I was really looking for more of the meat and such. Casey gave that. Alan gives that. Myself, we gave that. And then after that, I think it just kind of drifted off a little bit. And Andy Ebon came in and talked about blogging. I think blogging is a very good area 3 years ago. And again, I don't want to be bashing anybody, but it's just I want to be honest with you guys and truthful with you that there's some good stuff today, and I'm not to my own horn, between Allenberg and my session. If you watch those two and you utilize the Facebook ad step by step, you paid for your trip here. There's no question about it. And Alan always gives good information. Beyond that, it was good, but it wasn't anything that would be like, oh my gosh, that changed my life. That just didn't happen. Tomorrow there's going to be another full day of educational seminars going on, kicked off at 8 in the morning by Scott with Breakfast with the Game Master, and kind of continuing on, and then I'll be wrapping up tomorrow actually. And we're going to live stream tomorrow the last session at 4 p.m. Central. We're going to live stream this to these same channels, and that's going to be me talking about podcasting. And we're going to see if I can get this all tied in together. I don't know if I can, but we're going to try it. And I want to do podcasting of my podcasting seminar. That's kind of podcasting. Anyway, that's going to happen tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central. So we're going to try to go live with that and see how well that goes. And then Wednesday will be the final day coming through with Scott Faber and going all the way through with Casey wrapping it up at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. Now, you've seen some pictures and such today, and you've heard people talking about it. And I'm going to be real with you here. The attendance is low. There's no question about it. The most I saw in the seminar room today was about 60 people, and that I think that puts you, a little smaller than most events out there. Now there were more people who came through and were picking up passes because they had a lot of people were coming in just to check out the exhibit area. And if you go check out our YouTube, youtube.com/discjockeynews, you'll kind of do a walk around. I did a walk around this morning through the exhibit area, so you get an idea of what that was like. I did miss one. QSC has has their own private room where they had their speakers set up, and I didn't see their signage or anything this morning when I did the video, so that was my bad. But QSC is also here, and they have a nice little display of speakers in the room. The exhibit area it wasn't super busy today. I mean, there was a nice flow and there were people through there, but I expected to see more people roll through here. I know I've seen the list and such, and there's for the free exhibit hall people coming through, there were several hundred of those passes, and probably 100 of them were picked up and utilized today. Maybe more than that, I don't know. It kind of felt like about 100. They said that they went through about 300 little name tag holders, the lanyards, but it looked to me like it felt like there was maybe 100 people on site at any given time. Now that meant that there were people who were coming and going because they'd come in, they'd walk around the exhibit area, and then they'd go. Free parking so people could come in and do that. It's just that you never had that moment where there were 100 people in one area or 200 people in one area or 300. It just never was that. There's always, there's 40 people in there. There's 20 people here. There's 35 people, 40 people walking around the exhibit hall at a given time. There was just that flow going on. So it's really tough to give a really great gauge of what we had here today. But it was a nice day. It's certainly a nice day, and you pick up something like this. You get out of it what you put into it. So if you come here and you want to, you're trying to keep all your secrets and keep it to yourself and not engaging people, it's going to be one of those things you're going to leave disappointed. I spent some time talking to people in the hallway. I actually picked up a couple of ideas from people in the hallway, and then I went into the exhibit hall room and I started asking some people some questions. It's one of the nice benefits of these smaller events is I can go and ask somebody who's playing on the controller, asking questions. Why are you doing it that way? Why? And oh my gosh. Just that alone and what I learned from that little moment, that would paid for my trip. Personally paid for my trip here, is that I picked up a couple of things that I'll be able to use in my performances when it comes to utilizing a controller. So I was pretty happy about that. So day one, overall, it was, if I were going to give today a grade, I would say we're probably looking at about a C. It was an average day. The seminar education, some was great, some was okay, some was we had hits and misses in there. The flow was okay, but the exhibitors, most of them were like ready to be done by about 3 o'clock today, because our peak was from like 1 to 3. Seemed to be kind of the peak time for people having that kind of constant flow, and then it kind of slowed down. But a C. A C would be my thoughts for today. So tonight, there's some crews that are going to go out and are going to be spinning. Shaney and a few DJs are spinning in one part of town, and a lot of us are going to go eat in a different around to different areas in town. So looking forward to having a dinner tonight, and then we'll be back at it tomorrow morning, coming to you. I'm going to try to do something live during the day tomorrow, if at all possible. And then, of course, at 4 o'clock, I'm going to try to do the live there. So, yeah, it should be a good day here for the Marquee Show Day 2. And again, I'll give you that report, and we will see you next time. If you're watching this, by the way, tonight at about 10 o'clock Eastern, so in about 3 hours, give or take, Dan Carpenter is going to be going live with a DJ Hangout. And if you guys go out and search Dan Carpenter on Facebook, or if you go out and I think Howie Darkstar, if you're following Howie, I posted it on my personal Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/JohnYoungMN. There's a link down below, and that's the link for tonight's hangout. Go there, hang out, and talk shop with Dan and the crew, because they're going to have a lot of fun with that tonight. Shaney's here, I'm here, so you're not going to see us as part of that tonight. Next Monday night, Shaney will be back with Dan. But go hang out with Dan, talk shop a little bit. He was going to do a little session, I think, tonight and have some fun with that. So once again, John Young with the Disc Jockey News, Disc Jockey News TV. Thank you for watching. By the way, this is streamed with an iPad, which is one of the things we'll be talking about tomorrow during the podcasting presentation. Have yourself a good night. Bye-bye, everybody.